Joining me is Principal Brad Brown to give us a little bit more in-depth overview of the new library. And as you all know from watching Frame, I'm a huge advocate of the library. So Brad, I would like for you to explain to us why the library is such a critical addition to the downtown landscape.
Okay. Well, personally, I've been a part of library design for over 20 years. I've designed over 30 public libraries in Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin. And so having an opportunity to design our public library just a block away from our office is really a terrific opportunity for me personally and for our firm as well. After the flood, there was a process to determine the ideal site for the new library. And libraries are critical to any community, and I think that the council made a terrific decision when they decided to place the library directly south of Green Square Park. So the new library stretches kind of in an east-west fashion so that it presents its main entrance to Green Square Park, and it'll be a south bookend of the park with the Cedar Rapids Museum of Art on the north side. And interestingly, the Museum of Art, half of that building is the original Carnegie Library. So it's sort of how things come around after generations. But I think that those two major cultural facilities around Green Square Park will create a real strong core to our downtown environment.
Absolutely.
And so as we designed the new library, we took that into account. So we've incorporated on the front side of the building. The building is roughly a T-shape, two-story building, 94,000 square feet. And it's got a large public plaza on the front side of the building that faces Green Square Park. The new library, the main floor of the library, is 30 inches higher than the flood level was in 2008.
Okay.
And to achieve that, we have three small terraces within that plaza, and each of those are one step up to get us up to that main level. And each of those terraces become a great opportunity then for people to sit on those seat walls, look back out towards Green Square Park.
Sure.
So as you think about future programming with events in Green Square Park or having the library use Green Square Park in a way, I think it's just a really great opportunity to create this destination point within our community. And if you look at some of the numbers, even before the flood, the previous library facility, over 1,200 people a day came to that building on average. And so that's a tremendous amount of people coming downtown to help support other downtown endeavors. And you hear a lot of talk about libraries and where are they today in today's society. I'm a huge advocate for libraries. I think one of the critical factors for this building was when the library board hired Bob Pasnick. He's a young library director. He's very energetic, and he's very forward-thinking. And before we even started design, we did some benchmarking trips back to libraries in Colorado and Missouri and other facilities that Bob was familiar with. And I think that when patrons come into this building, they won't even recognize it. I think that people will travel to Cedar Rapids just to see this building for the way it operates. And so as an example, when you go inside, you think of a library with the traditional circulation desk.
Yes.
The staff is behind the desk and the patrons are on the other side. There is no circulation desk here. There's small kiosks throughout the building, so more of a retail model where there's people out on the floor that will help you find the product you need.
Oh, fun.
Bob is entertaining even doing away with the Dewey Decimal System within the nonfiction area, and we saw this in other libraries around the country, and it becomes more browser friendly. So instead of just, you can look up a book and find out where it is, but you can also go to the library just because you're interested in finding something. And again, similar to a retail model, you can just browse the facility. And I hear people a lot of times say, why do we need a library? Everything's available online. And I think the reality is the library is more than just books. It's a place where you can learn English as a second language. It has computer training.
Yes.
It has computers that are available for the community.
Right, and that technological aspect access is so important.
It is.
To people at different levels.
I think people think, well, we all have a computer, we all have internet, but if you go to the current West Side facility, those computer stations are full all day long, and in the evening you see young kids there studying. So it's critical that we have those. As a point of destination, this library also has a number of community meeting rooms, so things like book clubs or Rotary events or different community-wide presentations. It's going to have a coffee shop right off of the main lobby, and right adjacent to that is a really great young adult space. And the old library really didn't have a young adult environment, and it's such a vulnerable age, and it's a great opportunity to have that kind of coffee shop feel with a young adult next to it. And again, thinking of taking a cue from retail where people, students like to hang out and study in coffee shops. And so I think it'll be really wonderful. And just another number to think about, the current West Side Library that's located in Westdale last year did a circulation of over 800,000 items. And so if you
Wow.
think of DVDs, books,
Right.
books on tape, and if you just use an average price of $10, and if you were to go buy the latest bestseller, it's going to cost you more than $10, and a book on tape can cost far more than that, or a DVD.
True.
But if you use an average of $10 and 800,000 items, I mean, that's $8 million
It's
worth
substantial.
of product that went out
Right.
to our community. So when people say a library is not needed, I just think of those circulation figures, and I think that the numbers don't lie. People do use the library, and I think
agree.
with this new facility, it'll even be more so.
I am right there with you. I think it's absolutely critical. What about the design aspects from a LEED perspective make this building unique?
Yep. Well, we are. The city has pushed for all of their products to be LEED certified. We're actually going for
Smart.
LEED Platinum on this building, which is the highest rating. And we have a number of initiatives that are allowing us to do that. We've got a very efficient mechanical system with a geothermal system for the building. We have a green roof environment, which is meant to kind of relate to the downtown destination point in the city plaza.
Okay.
We're also collecting the rainwater from the non-green roof area,
Yes.
collecting those in cisterns, and those will help to irrigate the green roof. We have a system of permeable pavers and collector systems on site. Towards design so that up to a 1-inch rainfall, we'll be collecting all of that water on site. So we won't be adding
Right.
water into the storm sewers. If you get something more than 1-inch rain, then that certainly will. But between the mechanical system, the daylighting, the views, the water, stormwater management, we're able to achieve LEED Platinum certification is our goal.
That's exceptional. Congratulations. What is this?
That is a form that transfers all the way through the building. And so as you look at this T-shaped form,
Yes.
the major collection spaces are in this part of the building. And as we worked with Bob and the library board, we looked at how to separate the collection. We knew we needed a 2-story building to fit on this site. So we took the active parts of the collection, they're all on the ground floor. So this entire space on the ground floor is a children's library. As you come in, this glass area below this auditorium is the adult fiction collection. So if you want to
Okay.
get the bestseller,
Sure.
kind of a real active part of the building, and then media and children's occupy the other part. The second level of the collection space is the adult nonfiction, periodical, reference type space and computers. And so this form is a light monitor that brings light into the middle part of the building, and that form transfers all the way through down to the children's area, and it becomes the shape of the program room. So for story time and different events within the children's area. And then this large 3rd-story form is the mechanical penthouse. We want to get all the mechanical and electrical systems up high.
Okay.
And then it becomes a 2-story theater type space with raked floor, raked seating, tiered seating,
Yes.
if you will, with a large stage area. And they can have movies, they can have visiting authors. So it's a public access kind of auditorium type space. They have a large traditional kind of flat floor kind of banquet space, but this becomes a presentation space that the community can use for a variety of events. And from that space, there's a lobby then that takes you out to the green roof area on the upper level.
And you can sit out there and read and maybe
Yep.
grab a bite to eat. I
You
don't
can
know if
even have
that's
events
allowed.
out there, or if there's a major event taking place in the auditorium, people can come up to the green roof during a breakout session. The Garden Club here in Cedar Rapids has participated in fundraising for the green
fun.
roof, and so it's going to actually be somewhat of a learning experience where people that are curious about green roofs can learn about the different plants that make up the design of this facility.
Kind of like a community garden, but
Very much,
but-
yeah.
Oh,
It's-
this is a wonderful project.
Yeah, it's
Thank
very exciting to
you.
be part of.
Thank you for explaining this. It was well worth pulling away from your desk, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Thank you.
Frame is sponsored by Allegra, Click Marketing Solutions, OPN Architects, Style Folio Jewelry,